Hi everyone and welcome to the new video. When I was a kid, my parents had a similar blue lamp, but they actually never used it. And when I asked what is it for, they answered that this lamp can be used against the flu or something like this. Is it true or is it a city legend? Not so long time ago I saw a similar lamp on the flea market and I became curious what is it for and how does it work. So in this video I will make several scientific tests with this lamp and we will see how it works and does it make sense to use it. Without further ado, let's get into it. First, let's see what we have in the box. As we can see, the box itself is pretty simplistic. Here there are no pictures, no annotations. There is only a label Export Trading Holland BV. There is also the item number 0598. Maybe these numbers represent the manufacturing date. If it's true, then this lamp was made in 1998, like 27 years ago. And we can also see a label. It shows black light bulb E27 75 watts. So as the name suggests, this lamp can generate ultraviolet. And actually this surprised me, because as I remember the incandescent lamp is really bad in making ultraviolet. So we will see the spectrum later in this video, but first let's do a simple test, let's turn it on. So now I'm connecting this lamp to a power meter and to the socket. And as we can see, the light is interesting. It's really black, it's really dim, so I can understand why it is called black light. Practically it is producing no visible light at all. And as we can see on the power meter, the consumption is about 80 watts, so technically the description is correct. But inside we can see a standard tungsten spiral. So how does it work? First, let's answer the simple question if it is a standard light bulb or not. And the answer is interesting, it is yes and no. On the one hand, yes, it is a standard incandescent light bulb, practically the same as was invented by Thomas Edison 100 years ago. On the other hand, the glass on this light bulb is different. It is a so-called Woods glass. It was invented in the beginning of the 20th century by an American physicist Robert Wood. This glass actually blocks almost all visible light, it works like a bandpass filter, and this glass is transferred for the infrared and for the ultraviolet light. So as we can see, this lamp is very dim and most of the visible light is blocked by the glass. But generally the question is still open. The incandescent light bulb doesn't produce ultraviolet light. So even if the glass is transparent for UV, is there any ultraviolet here? It is an interesting question and we can find an answer. Let's take a spectrometer and figure it out. And now I am taking the spectrometer and turning on the lamp. It is actually hard to take a spectrum. This lamp is really bright in the infrared. As we know, the incandescent lamp converts about 95% of its energy to the heat. And here we can see the result and it is interesting. At the right part of the spectrum we can see a lot of infrared, which is understandable. We know that incandescent light is a heat source. And at the left part of the spectrum, indeed we can see a very small amount of ultraviolet. This is practically a tiny part, located at the left end of the distribution. So technically yes, this lamp can produce ultraviolet, but in a very small amount. As I read in Wikipedia, this lamp generates only 0.1% of the ultraviolet light. As an example, this lamp is rated as a 75 watts, but practically there is maybe less than 1 watt of the UV light. So technically it works, but is it practically useful? Let's do a real test. For the next test I will take the uranium glass and I will take a fluorescent mineral and we will see if it really glows in this UV light. Okay, now we are ready for the real test. And here I have two objects. The first object is a uranium glass. It was made in Holland, probably in the 50s or 60s. Then uranium glass production stopped because the uranium was used for military purposes. This glass contains uranium and it is slightly radioactive. I can see it with the radiation detector. However, there is no danger, it is safe, I can hold it in the hand. And this glass also glows in the UV light, so it is good for our test. Here I have a modern LED light, and as we can see the plate is glowing bright. And the second object is a fluorescent mineral from Namibia, it is called Hyalite. You can see a chemical formula on the screen. And it glows really nicely in the UV light, it's really bright as an LED. And now let's test both objects with the lamp. I am making this video at the daytime, and first I am testing the mineral because it is brighter. So this mineral should glow in the UV light, but practically I see nothing. I think I can see a bit of glow, but it is very dim. Let's now test the uranium glass plate. And practically I see nothing as well, I see no glow. As I suspect the amount of the ultraviolet light from this lamp is very low, so I will repeat the tests in the evening when it is dark and we can see it better. And of course you don't need to wait, with the magic of the video you will see it right now. Okay, now it is dark and I am turning on the lamp again. First I am testing the uranium glass plate and yes, it is glowing. It may be not very well visible in the camera because camera adjusting the brightness, but it really glows. And now let's test the hyalite mineral. As we can see now it is much better, it is glowing and it is visible. So yes, this lamp indeed can produce an ultraviolet light, though in a very small amount. Compared even to a small UV torch, the lamp is not very bright. As I mentioned before, its efficiency is only about 0.1%, but at least we can confirm that it works. So as a summary, does it make sense to use this lamp today? Absolutely not. This lamp has a very low efficiency, and if you need an ultraviolet light, there are much better alternatives now. For example, you can use a fluorescent lamp or you can use an LED lamp. If you search for UVA lamp on Amazon, there is plenty of choices there. And this lamp is interesting as a historical artifact, but there is no need to use it today. It is literally transforming 99.9% of the energy to the heat, so it's not inefficient for today's standard. But long time ago it was a cheap and affordable UV light, because it was just a simple light bulb without any ballast or electronics. But as for today, there is just no need to use this lamp anymore. And by the way, did you have this lamp in the past? How did you use it? I will be curious to know, write in the comments below. And that's it for this video, thanks for watching, I hope you learned something new. Press like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. You can also press the notification bell button so you will see a next video earlier. You're also welcome to visit my Patreon page, this support helps me to buy things like this for testing. Thanks for watching and see you next time.